It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Now that I got your attention, I guess I should probably mention I got a new album available now on my site. Nigga, fuck all that whining and bitching. You looking for greatness, then I'm the description. Dropping me by like a prison. Twisting your brow like ignition and split, nigga. That's what I call on the vision. I'm finna infiltrate, you cannot imitate. I'm from a pedigree, this is not Triple H. I took a road, you can travel like Triple A. Do the impossible, just like a triple play. Genuine energy, I am not Timberlake. But a nigga too insane. Truck full of money, but to pull up in the ring. So I can give a what the fuck about what a nigga think. I'm on some new shit, elevated my rubric. I'm an industry nuisance, giving my 2 cents. Telling niggas what the truth is. It ain't even about music. Everybody wanna know the cheat code. Bitch, I got bops on reload. I was just on live 2 hours straight. Ain't playing not one repeat song. I'm ready for the spotlight. I was on the block like a stoplight. Every day I catch lightning in the bottle. These niggas told lies by the night, hitting spots twice. Couple years I was living on fried rice. Like a tree when I got to eat Popeyes. Gotta feed them, I get your whole top 5. Spit heat on top like a rabbi. It's no. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. All right, so in this video, we're going to get into 2 different subjects. First up, we're going to get into Megan Thee Stallion and her appearance at Taraji P. Henson's I Am the Table conference, in which she had a conversation with Taraji P. Henson in front of a panel, or in front of a crowd, I should say. And we're going to focus specifically on a couple of the segments that have actually came online. I can't seem to find the entire conversation. I wanted to cover the entire conversation to get into the specifics of what this I Am the Table thing represented and, get a little bit more depth in terms of what they talked about. But unfortunately, all I've seen is the clip of Megan talking about her fans and people being, chart obsessed. And basically saying, if you love me, I need y'all to love this music and not be worried about whether or not the music is charting. I need y'all to just support and be there for me if you like the music. If you don't like the music, it's cool, And I want to get into that because we've got a lot of stan activity that's going on in hip hop lately. It almost feels like we've entered this zone where every major artist has a stan group. I feel like just 3 years ago, it wasn't like that. There were certain artists who had stan groups in pockets of the internet, but now it just feels like people that don't even have real fan bases have online communities that are just annoying as fuck. And I don't even know if they really listen to the music or if they just are obsessed with the image of that person. Therefore, they just be on some bullshit, But kudos to the fans and the stands that are at least peaceful, right? So she gets into that, and she also got into coming to the realization a couple years ago that she needed therapy, right? This is post Tory Lanez shooting, all that drama, going to court, trial, him getting locked up, and, her feeling like, you know what, I really need to address all this trauma because it was just one thing after the next. You know what I'm saying? Her mom passes away. She gets shot. She's going at it with her label. Not to mention the last couple years of her, being in a public onslaught from people just trying to, shit on her right to left. And coming to the realization that she really needed to, talk some things out in order to grow. So we're going to get into those things specifically. And we're also going to get into JT, because there's a viral video going around of JT's, basically she performed last night at Alabama A&M at their homecoming. Jeezy, I believe, was the headliner or the main act. JT got on stage and allegedly a whole slew of people in the crowd proceeded to leave the event as she took the stage, right? I'm not talking about this to disparage JT, by the way. I just want to go ahead and get that out the way because some people seem to believe that I have some type of, core issue with JT. I don't. But we're going to get to that momentarily. All right, let's get into Megan first. All right, so here we have the clip of Megan Thee Stallion addressing chart-obsessed fans at the Taraji P. Henson I Am the Table brunch. All right.
Of course, rap is competitive, and hell yeah, I want to win. I want to be number one for sure. But that's not why I do it. And I felt like at a point to please my fans, because I love that my fans are very competitive. But like, I don't want to be tongue wrestling on Twitter with you motherfuckers about charting.
Say it.
And y'all even like my music. Like y'all wanna bully other people because you think that the next girl is not doing as good as me, or you think that I'm not doing as good as the next girl. But did you listen to any of our songs for real? Like, do you hear what I'm saying? Do you like what I'm saying, or you just want to brag? So I felt like, damn, I gotta make music because I gotta be number one. I gotta chart. I gotta do this. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm drop music when I feel like it.
Right.
If you rock with me, as Megan said, if you a hottie, thank you so much.
Yes. That's taking care of herself.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck that is, but give me a second here. Me personally, I really applaud Megan Thee Stallion for taking that stance in front of a crowd where she's being recorded, and just letting it be known that she's not trying to take part in the online bullying activity. I mean, she's been receiving enough of it from people to where she's not gonna want to inflict that upon anyone else. It sounds like she doesn't really want to be compared to her peers in that way. And I thought it was very interesting that she says she's at the point of her career where she releases music when she wants to, because I think that is a very different stage than what Megan was at just a few years ago. And it just goes to show you that this independent journey that she's been on for the last couple of years is definitely showing her some things about herself and the industry at large. Now, if you can remember, at the end of 2023, she was preparing herself for the independent journey. She put the Cobra record out. That was on her independent grind. And then she came at the top of 2024 with Hiss, which went number one independently. Her own money was put up for both of those music videos, the sample clearances, and everything that was on those records. And if y'all can recall, by the time that Act 1 came out of the Megan series, she was like, yo, I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is an expensive undertaking. This independent thing is cool. It sound good. It look good. But now all the money, all the expenses, everything is on me. I'm responsible for everything. You know what I mean? And this is a lot to take on. And by the time that album came out, she was considering actually going and getting another record deal, right? And at the time when she said it, I'm like, no, don't do that. And there were some people out there, fans of hers even, that felt like, man, maybe Megan needs to go back and get another deal, right? Because people felt like the music that she was putting out, and even going to Act 2, people felt like the music is good. She's doing all of the things that she needs to do, but for whatever reason, people were disappointed by her selling, 60,000. People felt like her singles weren't charting high enough. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Whenever came out, and for the most part, most people liked it, but there was a bit of mixed reviews on that. But the people that liked the record, including myself, was like, yo, I don't see what's wrong with the record, you know? But then I started seeing more talk of, well, maybe Megan needs to get back with a label so that they could put the investment behind her, get the marketing behind her. They could put the radio budget behind her so that the music that she's putting out can be more well received on Billboard and all of these different metrics, right? But personally, I feel like if you say you're at the stage of your career where you put out music when you want to, I think that her perspective might have changed. Now, I can't speak definitively for Megan. I don't know what's in the pipeline for her business-wise, or, if she's going to go get another deal or upstream herself over there at Warner from being, in a distribution situation to a traditional record deal. I don't think she would want to. I think she's got a 90-10 split independently. So I don't think that would be the best move. But I do believe the reason why she's saying that she's putting music out when she wants is because, number one, it's expensive for the level that she, plays at. as a professional artist, an established artist, one of the top female rappers in the game, in order to compete with the rest of her peers who are signed to major labels, who do have budgets coming from the label. You know, she's like, man, this shit ain't no joke, putting together an album, putting together a single, putting together a music video at the level that I'm used to producing at, right? So yeah, I got to slow down in how I'm pushing stuff out. But also, I would imagine putting 2 albums out in the same year, and now a year later, you know, by now the residuals have come in, her distribution splits have come in from the royalties, her publishing money's come in. She had that partnership with the WWE with that Never Play song. I'm sure that money's come in. You know, no label taking a cut of that. So I also believe that plays a part in it as well. Like, let me slow down with the releases. Let me let my money accumulate. Let me get back what I put in. And now I can drop when I feel. You know what I'm saying? She's been previewing new music on TikTok with the Kissing You joint. Hopefully she puts it out, because I'm seeing a lot of people that are waiting on this song. But we're only hearing the hook. Like, she's not going into the verse, which organically came together because I believe it was a producer on TikTok who was just like, yo, tag Megan Thee Stallion on this. I'd love to get her on it. And eventually she came across it. He sent her the beat and she worked on it. So again, this is something organic. It's not label putting pressure on her. It's not anybody knocking at her door saying, yo, time's up. What's happening? But she's also been on TikTok saying that she's back in the studio, which makes a lot of sense because NBA season is about to start back up. Klay Thompson is about to hit the road, you know, for a lot of the year. And now she gets to focus on what she wants to do. You know, she's in new love, you know, so she wants to she's been spending a lot of time with her guy. And now she's going to have more free time. And in that free time, she could fucking go out here, put Act 3 out. That's what we've been waiting on. Probably tour again, because she had a successful tour last time with herself and Glow. I know some people out there are watching this Glorilla situation very closely about, you know, who she's associating herself with, playing them Tory Lane songs in her story, going on stage with Chris Brown, who's a very big Tory Lane supporter. Allegedly has put money up for Tory Lane's legal and stuff like that. So people are watching like what that's looking like. I'm not going to report on it until I get more information, until there's, you know, an indication from either side that there's real issues. I don't know. I can't say. Because at the end of the day, I do think that sometimes people do watch very closely what these artists do and forget that these artists, at the end of the day, are working in their own, at their own service. It's a opportunistic industry. If you have the opportunity to get on stage with somebody like a Chris Brown, most people are going to take it. You see just about every artist that gets signed to Sony RCA, one of the first things they try to do is put them on a song with Chris Brown, whether the artist wants to do it or not. That's the move. Get Chris on your remix, open up on his tour, go through it. You won't have to worry about it again, because now you got fans. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's a little bit of that at play, of Glow just, you know, going where she's being invited, despite the optics. But I can understand some people looking at it like, yo, nah, homeboy supports the nigga that shot her. I get it. But for me personally, I'm just going to sit back a little longer. Now, getting back to Megan's statement, I do think personally, and this is just my personal opinion, I do think that, you know, I feel like I'm waiting on the next, like, slapper, the next joint from Megan that can have chart success, not because I measure her success by that, but just to, you know, show that she is competitive. And when I say competitive, I just mean, you know, there's a lot of shit and dirt that people be throwing at her name. And just as a fan, I'd be like, yo, I would love for you to just show these motherfuckers that you can get another one. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people try to make it seem like, oh, Megan's run is over with. Y'all only care about the fact that she's independent because she can't put the numbers up. And I'm like, nah, it's just a different game. It's a different system. When you're independent, it's all on you. You know what I'm saying? When you're independent, if you could sell 60K independently, you're basically making the same amount of money as somebody who's making nearly 200,000 sales, because that money is mostly yours, especially if you're selling CDs like she did. She had fucking DVDs. She had fucking comic book different single shit that she did for the rollout last year. Those streams come back to you, not the label. So your money actually goes to you. When people buy off iTunes or whatever platform that they personally put their money up to buy your project or buy the singles, that money comes primarily back to you. If you're in a 90-10 split with your company, just think about how much you're getting 90 cents on the dollar compared to the average artist in the industry who's getting somewhere between 14 to 18 cents on the dollar. That's a big difference. Not to mention, most of these artists are not going to get that 14 to 18% on the dollar, because that's only paid out after you recoup whatever was spent on you. So you're in the red up until you recoup, and then you finally start getting that money. And a lot of artists ain't recouping these $1 million budgets, 500, 750,000 budgets. So they never even get to the point of getting their royalties other than on the pub side. So again, it's a very different game. But sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas, because you could be getting it on the low and people act like you fell off. All right. Next, let's get into Megan talking about the therapy thing. And then we're going to get into JT and her allegedly having fans walk out during her set at Alabama A&M. All right.
I gotta take care of myself. Nobody gonna take care of me. Oh my God, what I gotta be make stay, and I just gotta go. So through all of that grief, I was just working and trying to be the best Megan I could be. And I didn't know I needed therapy until one day I was just like, damn, I am really sad. And it's really scary how sad I am.
Yeah. I've been there.
And it was like, I didn't care what happened to me. And I didn't want to feel like that. Like, I should care about my life.
Yes.
Okay, man.
Thank you for sharing. You have to share. Yeah. Somebody out there is feeling exactly how you feel.
All right, so you can see Megan definitely got emotional while she was recounting the situation that she was going through, post-shooting, post-losing her mom, post all of the online bullshit, not to mention the things unseen behind the scenes that she may be going through. Of course, she was fighting with her label in front of the world as well, had to get out of that 1501 deal. She was going back and forth to court on that as well. So yeah, man, this is somebody who's been through a lot in the last 5 years. Like, I don't really know another artist who's been through the same amount of public drama. I won't even say drama, but just like real life shit in front of the world in the last 5 years, to be honest. Y'all could help me out if you got one. So I'm glad that she was able to get the help that she needed in terms of therapy and, you know, figuring out how to move forward in life and not let the situations that she was facing stifle her or stop her or ultimately lead her down a dark path of who knows what. So yeah, man, salute to Megan. Next up, let's get to JT. All right, so next up, we got the JT thing, all right? So it says, OMG, hundreds of people leave during JT's headliner performance at Alabama A&M University. They was begging people not to. Before I play the video, I want to just go ahead and pull up a promo for this appearance for JT. So this is actually Fox reporting on this. It says Alabama A&M Homecoming Week brings football, music, and alumni events. Alabama A&M University celebrates Homecoming Week with events including a parade, football game, and concert. All right. So the run of events, Thursday morning, they had alumni golf tournament. Thursday at noon, 12:30, faculty staff yard show featuring professors, advisors, and administrators performing step routines, strolls, and surprises. Thursday evening, alumni pep rally and homecoming mixer at 6, followed by the homecoming fashion show and maroon and white market at 7. Friday, alumni block party at 11 a.m., alumni day party at 3 p.m., NPHC step show at 7:30 p.m., and alumni homecoming affair at 9. Saturday morning, homecoming parade at 8 a.m. Saturday afternoon, Bulldogs take on Mississippi Valley State at 2 p.m. with performances from the Marching Maroon and White Band and halftime entertainment. This week concludes with a homecoming concert at 7:30 p.m. at the Von Braun Center, featuring performances by rappers JT, Jeezy, Bossman D-Lo, and Young Nudy. So this was the lineup last night. Thousands of fans, students, and alumni are expected to attend, bringing energy and excitement to the campus throughout the week. So you had JT, you had Jeezy, Bossman D-Lo, and Young Nudy. I mean, for people that enjoy, trap sounds, I thought y'all would have enjoyed it. Now I don't know what order everybody went in, because I believe a lot of people left after Jeezy went, and as JT was coming up, they were like, nah. So I don't know if Bossman D-Lo was still left, if Young Nudy was still left, or if they were the first performers of the night. I don't know what order things went in. You know what I mean? Now back to the post. They say JT performs to an empty arena at a college homecoming.
See ya. But doing JC so wrong. Look at everybody leaving. Doing JC so wrong. Look at everybody leaving. This is everybody after Gigi performed. See ya. But doing JC.
So I don't know what it is about this group. I don't know if these are Cardi B fans. I don't know if these people just genuinely don't like or just not interested in JT, but apparently they leaving. I thought maybe you would go get snacks and come back, but maybe that was the conclusion of the show, because they claimed that she was headlining. But I don't take no happiness in fans walking out on JT. You know what I'm saying? I've been catching a lot of flack about my coverage of JT and Cardi B's issue, which I find to be very interesting, because although I'm not the biggest fan of JT, when she drops music that I like, I come out and say I like the songs. You know what I'm saying? I covered the music that I liked on City Cinderella last year. It wasn't all bad. It was a mid-range album. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. You get what I'm saying? The highs on the project were actually pretty high. It just had more lows than highs, which I think is pretty much the story of her musical career musically. You know what I'm saying? But if I was in the building, I wouldn't have left. To be honest, I would have watched her perform. One thing about me is, even if you're not the greatest performer, if I'm in the building and you're taking a stage, unless I just have to leave, I'm going to watch. And I'm going to give you energy. I'm going to bob my head. If you got a bop, I'm going to throw my hands up a little bit. And I've done this for the worst of the worst to the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? Because me as an artist, I've taken the stage to perform. I know what it feels like to be in front of people and be giving your heart and soul in front of a group of people. That's something that I will never take away from anybody. You know what I'm saying? Been through it many times. If you've ever been an artist on the open mic circuit and you know what I'm saying, and you not like buddy with the motherfucker who put the shit together, and they set you up after they homeboy, you know what I mean? And then they put your ass on the stage right before the place closed down, and you like, man, what the fuck? Ain't nobody in it no more. Then you know how it feels. You know what I'm saying? And artists of all levels, if you've actually been on the indie circuit trying to build your name, you know what I'm talking about. You could be the most famous motherfucker to the most never heard of person. Everybody has that shared experience. There's stories of Jay-Z performing to an empty crowd before when Reasonable Doubt was first coming out, and he was giving his all. You know what I mean? And we see where he ended up, because you can't give up. So yeah, I'm not laughing at this. If the whole fucking arena left, I'm not laughing at that. You feel me? Because I don't wish that on nobody. And they claim that they were asking people not to leave. You know, like, oh, please don't go type of thing. But I also saw a video. I don't know where the video went. I saw it last night. I tried to come back to it today. It was taken down. That there was actually people in attendance. So I don't know who's responsible for this particular messaging going out that everybody left, right? They say hundreds of people left, but there's thousands of people at the homecoming. So again, I find the messaging and the dissemination of this to be interesting. So although I wasn't the biggest fan of JT's No Hook, again, I don't wish that on anybody. And, you know, I hope that the next experience at your next show goes better, more smoothly, and that you have more people in attendance that fuck with you, because I don't think anybody deserves that. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just me. Again, they try to say I hate JT. I don't. But that doesn't mean I'm always going to agree with everything you do or say or put out. That's for anybody and everybody in the industry. I don't think I've held that punch from anyone, even my favorite artists. And if you've been following me, you've seen it, all right? But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there, man. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stakes I built.